Sierra Leone has never recorded its first millionaire, but by the 18th century, there was a man who quietly built a commercial empire that by the time he died, he was the richest man in Africa. Stay with me, guys. His name is Charles William Maxwell Heddle, but for us to actually understand his wealth, we must understand his world. Charles was born in Freetown in 1812, but there was something different about Charles. He was not just an ordinary Sierra Leonean child, he was the son of a Scottish and a West African woman. Many people believe that his mother was Senegalese. Some others go by the fact that his mom was Sierra Leonean, but we can't actually tell for sure. His father died before he was born. Now, pause and actually think about that. A young mixed race child in the 18th century, no dad, and also racism was at its peak during that time. The odds were definitely not in his favor. Yet, Charles had an opportunity to study in Scotland. After his education in Scotland, he went back to Edinburgh in the UK and further his studies. Now, this is one of the most important parts in our story because his education in the UK actually gave him something which was very rare in West Africa during that time. It gave him education, better education. It gave him network access and also commercial literacy. Charles was from two different worlds, but he understood both of these and he used both of these European and African identity to his advantage. In 1834, Heddle returned back to Batos, which we now know as Gambia, to actually start up his commercial business. But in the 1840s, he went back to Freetown and started a business with his uncle, which they named Heddle and Co. This part of history is very important because this is the part where he actually gained the trust of the Europeans and actually made his money. We all know what was happening during the slave trade. So this was the period when the abolition of the slave trade had already begun. So the Europeans were pushing for something which they knew as legitimate commerce. This is a trade that was used to replace slave-based economies. And this was the perfect time for Heddle to get rich. He traded palm kernel, groundnut, timber, and so much more. These things, these commodities were in high demand in Europe during this great industrial revolution. He used to export all of this produce by himself to Europe. And I'm not talking about a small scale trading, I'm talking about large scale trading. He built factories along the Sierra Leone River, he extended trade routes and even extended his operation in present-day Guinea. In fact, he even had his own ship. And when you have your own ship in Sierra Leone during the 1800s, this means control, total control of what you export and import out of the country. At a point, Heddle and Co. was a large portion in Sierra Leone exporting economy. Apart from his knowledge in trade, he also delved into politics, which made him a key decision maker in the Legislative Council. He served as Governor's Advisory Council. He also served as the Freetown Mercantile Council, and later he was appointed into the Legislative Council. Smart guy. He was not just a trader, he diversified his wealth. He bought land, properties, houses, and also mortgages. He also calculated his investment. In 1859, he actually bought a farm which was known as the Heddle Farm. He later sold this farm to the government, and guess where that farm is? When I'm talking about rich, he was rich. He actually diversified his economy into shipping, agriculture, export trade, land holding, and also political access. Now, in 1870, he relocated to France and he retired while he was still managing his businesses remotely. In 1889, he died. But when he died, his wealth was estimated to be about 500,000 euros to 1.5 million euros. Now, this was in 1888, guys. And when he died, he was known as the richest man in West Africa during his time. There was no Forbes, there was no standard which was used to estimate how wealthy a person is during that time. But if we are to translate 500,000 euros to present day money, I think it would be more than millions and millions of dollars because that was not just easy money during the 1800s. So, Sierra Leone never actually had the first millionaire in history, recorded in history, but he was actually the first person in Sierra Leone to have acquired such enormous amount of money during the 1800s. Charles Heddle was a peanut butter trader who became a millionaire in Sierra Leone, built an empire, involved into politics, and had his own ship which he used to export. It's doable, guys. Before you go, let's just stop to think. Perhaps wealth does not actually come from doing illegal stuff, but it actually comes from trading, shipping, and also exporting. So, this is all I have for you today. Kindly like, follow, and leave a comment down below of your thoughts. Also, follow my YouTube channel. I'm new here, guys. Please be good to me, be nice to me, and follow my YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm your favorite salon Sarah. Bye.